tracks right here. Obvious coyote tracks, the shape and everything. It's exactly what I'm looking for right there.
I'm animal trainer Brandon McMillan. I've spent my whole life handling some of the world's most dangerous animals, but never in the wild. Now's my chance to go face-to-face with them after dark, when they're most active and most deadly.
Whoa!
To show you what no one sees. The secret lives of animals at night. The Sonoran Desert is a vast, arid region covering 120,000 square miles of the southwestern United States and Mexico. During the day, the mountain lions, rattlesnakes, and bobcats that live here all hide out from the blistering sun. But in the cool of night, the desert comes alive with animals emerging to hunt.
Potential danger, from deadly rattlesnakes to scorpions to venomous lizards. But it also could mean a shot at seeing one of the most versatile and elusive predators known to man, the coyote.
The wild coyote is the ultimate survivor. Its cunning has earned it a place of legend among Native Americans who view this ghost-like hunter as a link to the spirit world. Its unsurpassed stealth makes spotting one at night in the wild next to impossible. It has eyes that can literally see in the dark, a sense of smell that is second to none, and hearing even keener than a dog's. The coyote is the West's most successful and elusive predator. Coyotes that live close to cities have learned over time not to fear humans. But a wild coyote is an entirely different animal. Out here in no man's land, they view us as large predators and will use their keen senses to stay miles away. Even with my technology, sneaking up on one in the wild will be quite a challenge. Coyotes are most active after dark, and when the sun sets behind these hills, I'll have my best shot at seeing them. I'm here to meet John Gunn, a wildlife biologist with over 20 years of experience working for the state of Arizona.
You John Gunn?
I am. Brandon?
How you doing?
Pleased to meet you. Welcome to Spur Cross, Cave Creek, Arizona.
Okay, so where are we and where are the coyotes?
We're just now north of this two-track here. The coyotes are probably down in the mesquite forest along Cave Creek, hunting rabbits.
How high is the creek right now?
Well, with that big storm we got last night, the creek's about 40 feet wide and running about 2 feet deep. So that's going to help push them up here, and it's going to push a lot of the critters that got flooded out of their burrows. So tonight ought to be a real good night for seeing animals.
Let's do it.
Our plan is for John to lead me 6 miles north of Spur Cross Trail, where I'll search for coyotes along Cave Creek, a vital source of water for these elusive canines and their prey. We'll need all the tools at our disposal to have any chance of finding this stealthy hunter. The coyotes aren't the only things out here in the dark. Deadly creatures are everywhere on the desert floor and nearly impossible to see in the dead of night. To make matters worse, John can only take me as far as Cave Creek before he has to head back.
I don't envy you sleeping here alone tonight.
Sure you don't want to stick around?
I appreciate the offer, but I've got a warm bed calling my name.
After tonight, I'm on my own.
How often do you see coyotes up here?
I've seen them twice,
That's reassuring to know.
but it wasn't long ago I saw some nice tracks down there along the stream.
Yeah, watch your step right there. See that?
Oh, yeah, we got a little hairy monster here.
Wow, look at the size of that thing.
Very nice.
There we go. Oh, man, tarantulas. These are cool spiders.
The Arizona blonde tarantula is a deadly nighttime hunter that feeds on insects and lizards. Its venom is harmless to humans, but its bite is extremely painful. This arachnid has poor eyesight and uses its many hairs to pick up subtle vibrations from nearby prey in the air and on the desert floor.
So is this a male or a female, John?
That'll be a male tarantula, and it'll be out tonight trying to find his lady love. And it actually has some little spurs on the front legs here that it uses to grapple the female tarantula, because if it didn't have those, she would be able to turn around and turn him into a meal.
Really?
Spider love is very rough.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
The tarantula is just one of the nearly invisible obstacles I'll have to face on my quest to find the coyote. This dark and rocky terrain offers plenty of spots for coyotes to hide, so I pull out my thermal imager to get a closer look at the landscape. During the day in the Sonoran Desert, the sun bakes the ground to over 140 degrees, and this heat dissipates slowly. Over time, cactuses will lose heat and moisture. This time-lapse shows that in a 2-hour span, this cactus will lose over 10 degrees through exposure to the 50-degree night air. Through the eye of my thermal imager, the warm ground camouflages any of the creatures that may be hiding out here.
Hey, John, what are these purple things?
Those are prickly pear fruits. That's a really good source of food for wildlife and for the natives when they lived in this area as well.
They're edible, huh?
They are.
What do they taste like?
It's kind of hard to describe, really. Cactus fruit's a pretty unique flavor, but we don't want to touch them because they're little tiny spines all over them. And what the Indians would do is take them off with like a pair of tongs and then roast them in the coals just to burn off the spines, and then slit them in half and just eat the pulp right out of the center. It's a very important plant here in the desert.
Whoa, what is this?
That's a petroglyph.
Wow, awesome.
These were the Hohokam people, and they lived here on Spur Cross about 800 years ago.
Unbelievable.
That's hunting scene. See on the left here we have an archer, and then here we've got some sort of a big game animal and a sheep here to provide better hunting for the people.
In Native American mythology, the coyote is a powerful spirit known as the trickster, a mischief maker who outsmarts his opponents and pursuers using only his wits.
Let's get going.
Okay. I hope we find a nice spot for you to camp up here on top of this ridge, because I am absolutely bushed.
John says these ruins should serve as an ideal spot for base camp since they overlook Cave Creek. And if we camp any closer, we might scare off any coyotes that are down there.
How deep does that go down?
That's about 500 feet now down to the bottom, so you need to be careful because that is a vertical edge there.
Well, with that in mind, I think I'm going to move my tent a little farther that way.
It's a good idea. Let me give you a hand setting up your tent, and then I'm going to have to leave you, my friend.
You got it.
As John helps me set up my tent, I quickly realize that I'm not the first creature to decide to camp here for the night.
Whoa!
What do you got?
It's a Gila monster.
Goodness gracious, look at him.
Wow. Unbelievable. 2 venomous lizards in the world. This is one of them, the other being the Komodo dragon.
We're very fortunate to have this. This is a signature species of the Sonoran Desert, the Gila monster. It's the only place it's found in the world. These things haven't evolved in about 200 million years. So we're essentially looking at a living dinosaur here.
Unbelievable.
The Gila monster is the largest lizard native to the United States, and the only modern-day reptile that still has the same bony skin of the dinosaurs. At night, it kills its prey with a venom about as toxic as a rattlesnake.
Look at the back leg right here.
What do you got there?
Completely amputated.
Oh, yeah. That's unusual. He must have gotten in a battle with another Gila monster or perhaps with a coyote.
Completely gone.
But he seems to be living just fine. He's in good body condition. Arizona actually has laws protecting these lizards, so you're not allowed to touch them or do them any harm whatsoever.
Well, touching a venomous lizard is not exactly the brightest idea anyway. So how does the bite of a Gila monster differ from a venomous snake?
That's an excellent question, Brandon. These don't have the hypodermic needles that characterize a venomous snake bite. A venomous snake will bite, strike, and release. But a Gila monster will typically hang on like a bulldog. It won't let go. These guys have large teeth in the lower jaw and venomous saliva glands that just secrete the saliva, and then they chew the venom into the wound. I've heard it's an excruciatingly painful bite. You gotta sleep like a baby in there.
All right.
At this point, I just need to bid you adieu, let the coyotes serenade you to sleep, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
You don't want to stick around? I'm going to go down and take a look right now.
I'm not spending the night out here. We've seen too many venomous creatures. I got a warm bed waiting for me.
Thanks, John.
You're very welcome. Good night.
After John heads back to his research facility, my crew and I are on our own. It's important to know that we're searching in the right area, so we head out in search of Cave Creek. In thick brush, coyotes are in as much danger as I am of catching a bite from a rattlesnake or scorpion. So they've learned to walk along flat areas like creek beds to hunt.
That's exactly what I need right here.
I set up my motion sensor camera overlooking the dry creek bed. If the coyotes travel through this area, this camera will see them.
Now it's just a waiting game. Whoa. Oh, that's good news. That's a king snake. Non-venomous. The good thing about a non-venomous snake is you can pick it up from any angle. King snakes actually feed on rattlesnakes. They're immune to their venom. This time of the year, they spend a lot of time in trees picking off bird nests. So I'll let them continue.
It's nearly sunrise, so I hike my way back to camp. This dangerous area is littered with barbed foliage and loose rock.
Whoa!
Finding a safe path while keeping an eye out for rattlesnakes and scorpions is a constant challenge. My campsite is near a Native American hunting ground overlooking Cave Creek, a shallow river the length of the canyon. Since water in the Sonoran Desert is scarce, sticking to the riverbed is my best bet at finding coyotes, since they may search it for water and prey.
I never knew how harsh a desert climate could actually be. In the desert, everything is defensive. The plants, the insects, the reptiles, they've all got little spikes. They'll give you a rash, you'll itch for days. And the snakes, I mean, so many variety of venomous snakes, and they're everywhere. They're so hard to spot. This desert is no place for a human.
It's night 2, searching the desert for its most elusive creature, the coyote. Without my guide's help, it'll be even harder to outsmart the trickster. But I'm hoping my motion sensor camera had more luck catching sight of it than I have. Unfortunately, only the occasional insect is enough to trigger the camera.
These things are proven to be more elusive than I ever thought.
With its heightened senses, the coyote is the perfect nocturnal predator, with eyes that can detect even the slightest movement in darkness that would render a man blind, a nose that can smell a human even a half-mile away, and ears with an upper hearing limit of 80 kilohertz. Sneaking up on these cagey canines will be one tall order.
Whoa! Rattlesnake. I gotta get him into an open area, guys.
Easy, easy.
B. It's my second night in the deadly Sonoran Desert, searching for one of the world's most elusive predators, a wild coyote. And I just stumbled across one of the desert's most deadly nocturnal hunters.
Whoa! Rattlesnake. I gotta get him into an open area, guys.
Easy, easy.
Hear him rattling? Now, he's giving me fair warning right now. There we go. Look at that rattle going off. Right between my fingers. He's trying to get up to my hand right now so he can defend himself.
Western diamondback rattlesnakes are aggressive and easily excitable. This type of rattlesnake causes more fatalities in the United States than any other snake.
This is what I'm really afraid about here. I mean, the camouflage of this thing. I almost didn't see it. If I stepped on him, who knows?
One wrong move with this guy, and my mission ends here.
This sweat dripping off my face. It's not because I'm hot. It's the way he's gearing up like that, the way he's coiled his body. He's ready to strike. See the tongue out like that? See, over his head? He's ready to strike. Whoa! This snake, if it bit me, I don't know if I could survive the ride to the hospital. So I'm gonna let this guy go. Right back where I found him.
After hiking a mile back to base camp with no sign of coyotes, it's nearly daybreak, so I call it a night. Last night, my motion sensor camera failed to catch any coyote activity. So my plan tonight is to head further down the creek, looking for tracks that will hopefully lead me to them.
The creek bottom like this, any indentation can show. If I find coyote tracks, I guarantee I'll find me a coyote. Whoa. That's a horned lizard. What's this little guy doing out here? They're not generally nocturnal. Look at the spikes in the head. It's like a dinosaur. Rock hard. I mean, they could literally go through my fingertips right now. Look at that little dot right there on top of the head. It's actually third eye. Detects shadows.
Horned lizards typically feed on ants, often sitting on a nest and picking them off as they emerge. However, their tough skin and sharp spikes are not enough to stop coyotes from preying on them. To defend themselves, they also have a pore underneath their eyes that can squirt blood 6 feet away.
See the claws on that? Watch this. It'll just dangle. It'll just hang on me all day. It's actually a cool looking shirt, huh? Yeah. I'll just let him go.
Every step I take in this savage desert needs to be made as carefully and as quietly as possible. One mistake and I might alert the coyotes of my presence, or bring the night's predators right to me.
I got tracks right here. Obvious coyote tracks, the shape and everything. Those are not a mountain lion or a bobcat. It's exactly what I'm looking for right there.
Coyotes, like most canines, are creatures of habit and will often return to the same spot to feed. Now that I've found these fresh tracks, it's an encouraging sign that they'll come back this way again.
Here's the tracks. Here's the creek. My new plan is put my wildlife eye right here. And if I played my cards right, I got coyotes.
After setting up my motion sensor camera, I head for higher ground to overlook the area littered with fresh prints. Up here, the desert brush should keep me out of sight, and hopefully the wind will make it harder for the coyotes to catch my scent.
It's 3:27 in the morning right now. I have a vantage point of the dried up creek bed, which is where the coyotes run. Any wrong move right now, if I raise my voice, it'll bounce off these canyons and scare away what I'm after.
My thermal imager gives me a great view of the creek bed. The warm brush still obscures anything that might be out here. It could be hours before the coyotes return, if they return at all.
It's 4:15 a.m. Still no signs of any coyotes. People don't give coyotes enough credit for how intelligent they really are. Come on, I know you're out there.
With only 2 hours left to even catch a glimpse of a wild coyote, I hike back to my motion sensor camera to see if it's seen anything I haven't.
Come on, give me coyotes.
Finally, I catch sight of them. Without this camera, I never would have even known they were here.
The long, slender legs. We got coyotes. Let's see how many I got on here. Oh, these are great shots. These are awesome shots.
These two coyotes are searching the riverbed for small prey like mice and rabbits, but they may have traveled a mile since this footage was recorded. So we quickly head back to the mesa, where I think I have just the tool to help bring them back.
This is a reed. It makes a noise like an animal in distress. When predators hear this thing, they think there's a fresh kill out there. If I can't find them, I'll bring them right to me.
As the last hour of my final night in the Sonoran Desert ticks away, I'm beginning to wonder if I'll ever attain my goal.
Look at the camera. Look at this. Straight down there. You see it? That's a coyote. Look at that thing move, how graceful it is. Look at the long, slender legs, the pointed snout, the pointed ears. Oh, man, look at the way he trots around. That is unbelievable.
Tonight, this coyote is out hunting mice along the riverbed. 90% of its diet consists of small rodents and reptiles, and it will often travel over 2 miles in a single night to find prey. These wild animals are nearly impossible to find at night due to their acute sense of hearing, which allows them to detect predators and humans from up to a mile away. This coyote needs to consume about 10% of its body weight, or about 3 pounds of food every night in order to survive. In a 10-day period, it'll eat 6 pounds of mice during its nocturnal hunts.
This right here is such an awesome feeling. I mean, getting close to a coyote out in the desert, that is tough right there.
Even from a distance, I can see its ears pivoting, tracking, trying to hone in on every little sound I'm making. I can't hide here for too long.
Oh, he's looking. Oh, man, that is an awesome animal.
It's all come to this. After all my technology, my camera traps, and my distress calls, it's good old-fashioned patience that has won the night.
Oh, no. Oh, that's it. That's proof right there. The coyote, one of the most elusive dogs in the world. Oh, man. Just getting to see a wild coyote like that. God.
My time in the Sonoran Desert is coming to an end. I'm leaving with a whole new appreciation for its uncompromising terrain and the animals that thrive here. I've learned that the coyote is one of the most secretive animals I've ever tried to see in the wild. And getting any footage at all proved to be a huge accomplishment. See you when the sun goes down.